Let's talk about Dallas then, and let's talk about Vivid going in. Now, I know this is an easy video to make after the week that they've just had. However, I did want to make it last week and simply ran out of time. However, before we hop into everything, let me just remind you that this is Reverse Sweep Round 11 presented by USAA Insurance. So, you beat London 3-2, look incredibly shaky in the respawns, and then get, quite frankly, pulled apart by Toronto in a straight sweep. And it is, again, very easy for me to say this about Vivid, but I just don't see where this move makes sense. And I'm going to break it into 3 different reasons as to why I feel this won't be the move that pays off for Dallas Empire. When Huke was turfed out, it was because he was apparently looking for kills, not playing with the team, and I just don't understand how Vivid fixes this problem. If anything, for me, this gets worse. How do you look at the minimap and see Vivid as a person who does anything except for fly at every engagement head on, try to take all the gunfights, and quite frankly, play for kills? This is shown by the fact that he had 20% more engagements than his nearest teammate on LA Gorillas. It was a similar story the year before, and I highly doubt that this is going to change. You have to have your entry SMG and your flex or your more aggressive AR have some kind of relative relationship with another SMG able to fill in any cracks there. I don't see how this relationship works. For me, they don't have any. For me, they're going to continue to be outclassed by those teams that do. Example, Toronto Ultra. My second question around this move is to do with slaying power. I just simply don't understand how they think they're going to get it from Vivid. I don't know what Vivid brings to the table more than Huke brought, and quite frankly, Vivid, although he is currently negative for the Dallas Empire, we will leave that alone for a bit because he has only played 2 matches. He was also negative in every mode for the LA Gorillas, and I don't remember his stat line being particularly impressive last year either. He's very much a player that thrived in the 5v5. Like Dylan of the London Royal Ravens, he would be in amongst everything, fill in any cracks because of the amount of pace he had. Doesn't work in 4v4. The only way I could see this working is, again, addressing those relationships and having an extremely aggressive team together. And the third point that I want to bring up is around whether or not FeLo was actually the problem. I don't think he was. I think there's a lot of people out there who will agree he was a bit of a scapegoat for this side. I do think Crimsix has been typically brilliant throughout the year, but I do look at the others. Shotzzy has been meh, which is still pretty good, but for his standard, it's not amazing. And then Illey, for me, just has been incredibly inconsistent and not the kind of player that Dallas probably hoped he would be. I just don't see how then turfing FeLo out, putting Vivid in, fixes any of the problems that this team have shown. And it's difficult because I'm basically questioning one of the greatest minds in Call of Duty history in Rambo Ray and the most winning player of all time in Crimsix, who no doubt was involved in these decisions. But I really don't see where this makes sense on any level. I'm more than happy to be wrong. I'm more than happy for Dallas to come out towards the back end of this year and smoke the competition. Vivid's a young player, and I love to see young players come through and succeed, but right now, I really don't see how Dallas Empire are at all going to get themselves back in to that top-end conversation. Anyway, that's been everything on this video, guys. A bit more opinion-based, a bit less analytically based. Let me know what you think.